Hello everyone, well anyone, whoever the fuck is watching. I decided to do a video just pretty much showing anything that I've picked up. I bought a few games recently and a figure which is really cool, and I just want to, show you what I've got, see how much tell you how much I paid for it, and probably show like a little snippet of gameplay here of each one, So yeah, right, so first off, we got Resident Evil Revelations for the PS4. This is sealed, brand new, and I paid £11.50. Now, for this game, I pretty much played this originally on the PS3. I know it came out for the 3DS, and I think I had one of them R4 cards, I think they were called. I tried it on that first technically, but I didn't actually own a 3DS, it was my brother. So when it came out on the PS3 I bought it, well my parents bought it me, and I played through it. It was really good, terrifying, back to how Resident Evil should be, and an overall good game. I have played the PS4 version because I've got it digitally. I must have spent like £5 on it. However, I was kind of like, digital's kind of fine type of thing, but then it kind of daunted on me that they can just take it off you at any time, and if you lose your account, you're screwed. You can't get that game back. So I've just been going and buying quite a few physical games, as you can see, mainly the stuff that I like first, and then it's going to be titles just to see what they like. So yeah, love this game. I think I've only actually played through it once though, and considering it's October soon, I do want to be playing through this game again at some point. So very, very excited. It's an awesome game. You've got Jill in it, Chris is in it. The monsters designs are just freaky, put it lightly, but it's an awesome game. And whilst we're still on the topic of Resident Evil, I got Revelations 2. Now the reason why there's no cellophane on this, even though it is brand new, is because I took it off, because I wanted to see if it was a disc or if it was a download code for all the episodes, because it's an episode, like both the games are like episodic TV series type of games, but the chapters are so fucking long, it's ridiculous. So it takes a while to beat, man. But Revelations 2 brings Barry back, and Moira is his daughter, and Claire as well. Not the best design for Claire, admittedly, but the enemies in it remind me more of Condemned / The Suffering, if that makes any sense. They're creepy, and they're just trying to beat the shit out of you with whatever they can find. But yeah, the game is awesome. I paid £9 for this. It says there, box set. Yeah, it's an awesome game. There's a lot of good, like with Barry being a badass, he has a lot of stealth segments, and I swear to you, when I played this, it was after The Last of Us. I was kind of like, holy shit, this is literally like The Last of Us, because he's got the same type of like top on, he's got the backpack, he's got the fucking jeans, the boots, slick back hair, it's kind of like a fucking, like a knockoff version of Joel, but it's Barry Burton, so obviously it's the upgrade. But yeah, awesome game. Again, I've only played through this once, but again the game takes so fucking long to beat, it's ridiculous. Although I'm pretty sure Revelations 1 is longer. I know that the second game is really cool. It's like it's set on an island, like a maximum facility prison island type of thing, but also pseudo village. And from what I can remember, it's kind of like Source. There's loads of traps and stuff like that. It's really fucked up. But yeah, awesome game. And the first game is set majority of the time on a boat. So, you know, you're stuck out in the middle of the sea, no escape off, there's no lifeboats, and you have the chance of drowning. So it's impending doom no matter what option you have. Now, I got this for £2.50 off eBay, and that's the King Kong, the video game. And admittedly, I played the Xbox 360 version, so I know this is possibly going to be a downgrade in comparison. But I remember when this game first came out, I was only young, and the way that you have to use torches and kind of like deter the bugs, like giant ass fucking centipedes and stuff. Then you have to, you know, everything's on a timer, so it's quite a lot of puzzles. I know the dinosaurs are fucking scary in this fucking game. King Kong, I think I played it on the 360, but then I owned it on the PS2 at some point years ago. And I loved putting in the cheats just to be able to replay the fighting levels as King Kong, because it was so much fucking fun. My dog's sneezing. It was so much fun, you know, being the shit out of like T-Rexes and Velociraptors and all this stuff, and all these other little dinosaurs, just chucking them at T-Rexes. And then you had the very end mission, which reminded me of the Godzilla game from PS2. You just go in and you just fucking like throwing cars, you're just destroying shellac, climbing buildings. It was awesome. But yeah, £2.50 I got it from eBay. So, but I mainly picked this up because I didn't want the PS2 version, because I know that the Xbox version has got better visuals and better textures and shit like that, and for some reason this game was cheaper than the PS2 version. I don't have a 360 because I've got a current Xbox for backwards compatibility, but I'm not too sure if that is backwards compatible. And I don't even think, I can't remember if it's on PS3 or not, I can't remember. But yeah. Now this next one, it's a launch game for the Wii U. I had a funny story about the Wii U. It was about 2012, and I was on a plasma at the time, and it was starting to go out. So I was only 11, and I really wanted a Wii U. Now mind you, the last console that I owned, the first and only console that I have actually ever owned apart from the Wii U recently, was the GameCube. And I loved the GameCube. It, you know, introduced me to Resident Evil, the series in general, because number 4 was my first Resident Evil game. You know, Super Smash Brothers, you know, Brawl. Then you had, I never actually played any of the Zelda games, but I played like the Matrix games on there. I played Super Mario Sunshine. Didn't play any Metroid games. I did play quite a few, to be fair, now that I think about it. But yeah, I've not owned a console since then. And the Wii U just looked fucking amazing, because I had a PS3 at the time, and you know, it was technically next gen, so I was like, oh my god, this just looks awesome. Like the controller in Zombie U, which is up there, looks amazing. So I was kind of like, wow, what do I pick? And my mum was like, well, you got the choice, the Wii U or the TV. And I decided, you know, I will choose the TV, because in the long run it's going to make my current games look better and I'll go through them. And she surprised me with a PS4, so that was an incredible Christmas I'll never forget. It was amazing. But the Wii U kind of left my mind. And I actually picked one up. It was like a year and a half ago. It was in Crewe, Cheshire, and some guy on Facebook Marketplace was just giving it, you know, he had the console, wires, the joypad, and I think he had 1 or 2 games, and he was just getting rid of it for 25 quid. And I was like, fucking hell, yes, I'll have that. And I bought like Batman Armored Edition and stuff like that. So, but I do like the Wii U. I like how it's backwards compatible with Wii games, so it's awesome. Unfortunately, not GameCube games unless you hack it. So, but anyway, Nintendo Land. This is the launch game. I've heard a lot of good stuff about this. There's a YouTuber and a podcast that I listen to the podcast on repeat quite a lot throughout the year. HateBitPodcast. It's got Yell Chaos, Sainted Magnus, Razor Fist, and Alpha Omega Sin in it. They don't do it anymore, unfortunately. But I loved watching Alpha Omega Sin's channel, and it was, you know, I've seen a shit ton of his videos, and he's introduced me to, not personally, but on his videos he's showing me like the wide scope of games like the Fatal Frame or Project Zero titles. I never actually played through any of the original Resident Evil games, and I'm currently doing that. I played through Silent Hill 1 and 2 for the first time. The Silent Hill 1 was actually like a couple months ago. Silent Hill 2 was last October. I just need to do 3 and then possibly get my hands on a copy of number 4 to finish it off. He keeps talking about all these amazing games, you know, like Eternal Darkness, which, you know, I can emulate and play it, but it's not the same if it's not hooked up to a CRT and stuff. But long story short, I watched them and they talked about Nintendo Land art, and it's because, you know, it's got Pikmin, it's got Metroid Blast, Luigi's Ghost Mansion, Animal Crossing. Oh wow, there's got what looks like an F-Zero knockoff. But it's just like a good way to introduce you to the pad. And obviously I've played games that aren't an introduction to the pad, so but it's just, you know, it's meant to be a really fun game. And apparently Pikmin, which I've never played, but Pikmin, the F-Zero clone, and Link's crossbow, I think that's on here, and the Metroid Blast, apparently they're the best ones. So yeah, but that's that. And now, right there, coffee. So yes, Nintendo Land, awesome game. The last game that I've bought recently, I've never played these and I'm really excited to. It's the House of the Dead 2 and 3 Return for the Wii. I paid £6.50 for Nintendo Land, by the way. Forgot to say. But yes, House of the Dead 2 and 3 Return. I don't know where the fuck the first one is. Probably on PS1 or it's an arcade game. But I bought Resident Evil, Dark Side Chronicles, and Umbrella Chronicles, I think it is. Mainly because of Alpha going on about, you know, the arcade, you know, on-rail shooters, and obviously I love Resident Evil, so I was like, yeah, I've got to get them. But I wanted these games, well, because it's 2 in 1. Because I want to try the, I think it's called the Zapper, because I've got it down there. I paid like £3 for it. But if not, I'm going to choose it independently. But recently, for the first time, literally like last week, no, it wasn't even last week, it was like 4 or 5 days ago, I watched for the first time Night of the Living Dead, the 1968, I think, 8 or 9, release, and then I watched the remake in 1990 something. But point stands, I watched the original and the remake. I watched the original first, black and white, then I watched the remake. Awesome films, but watching them just made me like really fucking excited for Halloween, and I was just like, these just popped in my head. It was like a fucking Vietnam flashback, because I went to CEX a couple of years ago and they had it on the shelf for like 11 quid, and I was like, I don't even know if their fucking games are good or not. I don't want it. And luckily I didn't pick it up because I got it for cheaper. I got this for £5.50, and the disc is in fucking amazing condition, and it comes with the manuals and everything, which is always nice to read through. But I'm very excited to play these. I think I'm going to save, there's so many games to play in October, but I think I'm going to play through these and the on-rail shooters of the Resident Evil games for the first time this October, which I'm very excited about, because I've got my, let's see if you can see it, CRT here, beautiful, it's 14 inch, and then I've got the PS2, fat PS2, my original Xbox, Wii U and all that hooked up. I've got a fat PS3 that's underneath. I know the PS3 is an HD console, but I pretty much wanted it hooked up because at the time, well, I don't have a PS1 anyway, and didn't have a PS2, and I wanted PS3 games to play it on. And the way I first experienced the PS3 was on a CRT, so I've got that nice little setup there. It's fucking awesome. I've got the Series S and the PS5 under the desk as well. But I don't hook them up to the CRT, but I do from time to time if I want to see what a game looks like for shits and giggles, because why not? I've currently got a Roku Fire TV stick hooked up to the CRT, so that's how I watched Night of the Living Dead, the original and the remake. I watched them both on the CRT, and it was fucking awesome. It was amazing. It was such an experience, honest to God. The way that horror was portrayed back then, just amazing, man. But I'm very excited for this game, and I could not pass it up when I found it, so yes. Alright, now finally, the last thing that I picked up, it's not a game at all, it's a figure, and I got this figure for £8. It is a knockoff, it's not the original, but have I got like £90 plus for the original for one figure? And yes, I know the build quality is better, but it's just, no, it looks good. If it looked crap, I wouldn't be fucking showing you now, would I? But anyway, I got from AliExpress the Black Knight from Dark Souls 1 and 3, and he, honest to God, is awesome. Comes with his sword, his shield and sword, you can place them yourself, but it's £8. It's not plastic, it's PVC, so it's quite malleable. So obviously when it arrived, it didn't come in a box, which is fine if it's PVC, because you can kind of like bend stuff back into shape. But £8 with, I think it was, well, technically £10, it was £1.99 delivery, so £9.98, there you go, in total. But the figure is it's quite big, as you saw, but it's awesome. I fucking love the Dark Souls games. Dark Souls 1, 2 and 3. It's heresy, and people are going to fucking shoot me for this, but Dark Souls 2 is my favourite in the series. I can feel any tutting and glaring eyes going straight through me like a fucking horrible curry. So, the reason why it's my favourite in the series is because it was the game that I did the most co-op in. I love Dark Souls 1, Dark Souls 3 is great as well, I love them games, And yes, I understand the gripes with Dark Souls 2, but the core gameplay, the co-op that I did with my friend Zach and that, my best mate, it was so fucking good. One of our favourite bosses in that is the chariot boss. Yes, the boss which is like a gimmick, people hate it. We love that boss because we basically played through the game solo the first 2 times, and then we were like, oh, let's do like a co-op run. So whenever we get to a new area near the boss gate, I'll summon you, vice versa, and we'll go and do it. We were like, yeah, that's awesome. So that's what we did. We played through it, and it made some of the bosses that you might want to skip just so much fun. The chariot though, the reason why we loved it is because even though we're best mates, what do best mates do? They terrorise each other like a bunch of little cunts, honest to God. So when you're fighting this chariot boss, you've got these little alcoves where they've got infinitely respawning skeletons if you don't kill these skeleton mages. You just keep summoning them. They just stood there and they're banging the staff and they go, and then the skeletons rise up like, and then just twat shit out of you. So, but at the same time, this chariot boss is running around this like Colosseum circle because it's like a Roman chariot. So you've got to basically dodge him, go into these little alcove spaces and make sure you don't get hit because it's like a 90% guaranteed one-hit kill. And the funny thing is, you've got these skeletons that you're dealing with. Some are shooting you from afar away with crossbows and arrows, but there's some that block your path, so you'll go to run in this alcove and there'll be a skeleton stood there like waiting for you, and then you're like trying to whack him, kill him, because he counts as a fucking wall and you can't get in until he's down. And then when he is down and the fucking knobhead's running past you, he's then going standing up, and then you're shitting yourself because you're like, oh my fucking God, it takes like 5 hours for this cunt to take a little sip of his flask. He's literally like this. Boss is coming. Any other fucking Dark Souls game, he counts as like even some of them you could, but in Dark Souls 2 it's like and then you just get fucking bad, basically. That's why the stones are good, because you can just and then just survive. But we used to block each other, so we'd go, oh, let's hide in this alcove, and then we'd find one which has got the mage in, because she doesn't really attack you majority of the time. She'll just stand there and go and like do the thing to summon the skeletons. So if you and her stand in, because she doesn't block the doorway that much, you can block it. So we used to block each other and we'd be like, no, trying to roll in, and then you just get fucking owned. It was just amazing. But that's why it's my favourite in the series. But that's all I've got. A long video, I know, but I just love talking about shit. Figure, fucking banging for a tenner, and then them games, it's not even really the price, which is impressive. It's just like, I got Revelations 1 and 2 brand new. PS4, playing more on PS5, obviously. I don't know if they've got any PS4 Pro upgrades or enhancements. I have no clue. I did play them on a PS4, a base one. So if there is improvements, that'll be nice. But they're like a lot, like rock solid 60 frames anyway, and I think it's 1080p, so the games look awesome. And then you got King Kong and House of the Dead. I'll probably play King Kong whenever the fuck I want. I have no time frame, to be honest with you. So, but yeah, that's my video, and I have been enjoying some coffee like that Coke from Dark Souls 2. Estes. But yeah, that's my games, that's my figure. I think I'm just going to be doing this whenever I pick up some games, so I'll usually go check eBay every month, or if there's a car boot, I'll go and see what's there, because I did, my dad went to a car boot, and this guy was selling a big stack of original Xbox games I think it was £1 each. And there were some really good ones on there. I don't even care about monetary value, I'm just excited to try them all, you know. But one that really shocked me was GTA Vice City. Vice City is my favourite. He picked that up for 50p at a car boot sale, which is fucking amazing. So I was just really happy about that. But I just scour everywhere, but that's me done. I have enjoyed speaking to you. I'm going to go back and play some Resident Evil, and I've just met the Sharks after when you're trying to find the J-Vault. I've only played the remake first, so I can kind of understand what's happening, but obviously the remake adds stuff in, so stuff that the remake doesn't do, which people expected from the original, I'm experiencing the original. So like the dogs jumping through the window, they don't do that in the remake. I don't think. No, they don't. A bird just crashes through and it scares you about the dog. But in the original, the dog actually jumps through, which I was like, what the fuck? So yeah, but yeah, I'll see you all later. I'll make a video whenever. But definitely check out the HateBitPodcast. They're not doing it anymore, but their episodes are still worth watching and listening to. You can find, I think it's the first 2 seasons on their official channel, but then there's an archive channel, HateBitPodcast Archive, which has got seasons, the rest of season 3, 4 and 5 on. And then just check out all the retrospective channels. You know, you've got Alpha Megacin, Yell Chaos. Yell Chaos doesn't upload anything to it, apart from like, there's a few streams which are interesting when you're speaking to some people. Sainted Magnus has changed his name. I will put here, I'll put here like a screenshot of his channel name. But he, as far as I'm aware, got rid of all of his videos that he used to have for some reason. I don't know why, but he's got a few on there now. And you got Alpha Mendelssohn. He came back 2 years ago after being gone for like 6 years, and that fucking blew my mind. I was like, what? I was literally watching videos, and then it said new video of Resident Evil 4 remake when it got announced, and I was like, no, surely not. And it was. The motherfucker came back like Jason. So, but yeah, I've enjoyed speaking to you all, and I will see you all later. Ciao.